Hi everyone, welcome back to the sports breakdown once again. Today we are going to do the Chennai Super Kings versus Punjab Kings review. Congratulations to the Punjab Kings for beating Chennai Super Kings by 55 runs, and it was a big victory um, for the Punjab Kings today. Well played from Liam Livingston. He scored 60 and picked up 2 wickets. So he did a tremendous job today. So we are going to do the preview today. And sorry guys, I couldn't do the live watch along because I was obviously sick and I couldn't tell that to my community. But for the next few days I won't be able to do live watch along. So yeah, I'll be just doing the reviews. Yeah. So tremendous win for the Punjab Kings. Well played from Liam Livingston and the rest of the team. So without further ado, let's begin. Yeah. So big surprise. I mean, Punjab Kings really stunned CSK today, and well played from the Punjab Kings today. So we'll just go through the scorecard. Yeah. Yeah. So I think it's lagging, but give me a sec. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so Punjab Kings got 180 for 8 after 20 overs. A good knock from Liam Livingston today, 60 of 32. Sorry. Yeah, he got 5 fours and 5 sixes. Well played, 187.50 strike rate. Did a tremendous job today. Shikhar Dhawan got 33. I think I'll turn off my video off because I think it's lagging. But yes, anyways, yes. Liam Livingston got 60 of 32 today, 5 fours, 5 sixes, played a I mean, a good knock today. Shikhar Dhawan also, I mean, there was a good partnership also between Livingston and Shikhar Dhawan, and that was crucial. And then Jitesh Sharma and Vaibar Arora both get their debuts today. It was really good to see these guys getting debuts. I mean, they played really well, especially Arora when we talk about bowling. But see this partnership over here between Shikhar Dhawan and Liam Livingston. 95 of 52 deliveries. Just outstanding from Liam Livingston. So I think he did a very good job. And yeah, I think well played from the Punjab Kings today. They read the scenario very well. And I think they did a fabulous job. So yes, I think I'm lagging, so I won't put my video on. Yeah. So yes, I think 95 of 52. Then Ditish Sharma also played a good knock. He scored 26. So yeah, I mean it was really good. I mean, a poor start I think from Punjab Kings. I would say Mayank getting out early. Then Bhanuka Rajapaksa got a mix up with Shikhar Dhawan that run out. But Livingston played a wonder. And entrance for him for the IPL, I would say. Livingston scored 60 of 32, 5 fours, 5 sixes. Most of his runs on the offside. I think he scored around 32 runs in that region. So I think he did a tremendous job today, Liam Livingston. And then some runs on the offside as well. So I think they did a good job. Yeah. Any comments, guys? Two people are watching. Yeah, but a good win for the Punjab Kings today. CSK bowling, big question marks. I feel because Chris Jordan was a good addition today. I think Chris Jordan was indeed a good addition, but I mean they're missing Adam Mill a bit badly. Pretorius 2 for 30, 4 overs. Dwayne Bravo 1 for 32, 3 overs. Mukesh Chowdhury should be replaced, in my opinion. 1 for 52 of 4 overs, 13 economy. That's just crazy, in my opinion. So I don't think they did a good job in that place. I think KM Asif should be replaced, or Hungarekar should coming instead of Mukesh Chowdhury. So yeah, that was a surprise. But I mean the rest. I mean Moin Ali was not that effective today. Only 1 over he bowled, 8 runs. Didn't give him a chance. Bravo only bowled 3 overs. I think question mark should come to Jadeja's captaincy, because I mean Chowdhury, when he was smashed all over, I think 33 runs, I think 3 overs or something in my, if I'm not mistaken, and then bringing him to bowl the last over. They should have gone with the Dwayne Bravo or Moeen Ali. I think they made a mistake, and Jaddu playing all 4 overs as well. I didn't understand on that. So I think overall, I think Punjab Kings, sorry, CSK made a lot of mistakes, and yeah, I think full credit should go to um, the Punjab Kings, the way they calculated the scenario. I think they did a good job. So yeah, credit should go to Punjab Kings in that place. Yeah, getting a comment over here. MSD carried team in Indian CSK for more than 10 years. Captaincy is not a cakewalk. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think definitely it's not a cakewalk in my opinion, and I think they did a good job. They did a good job. So I mean, CSK deserve. I mean, Punjab Kings deserve the win, because I mean, Livingston calculated the um, innings properly, because he's weak against leg spin, Livingston, and they didn't have a leg spinner. So I mean, Livingston was just too good today. 60 of 32. Jaddu eventually got him out. He just smashed Mukesh Chowdhury today, and Bravo also. So I mean, think Punjab Kings were too good, I would say today. They played well. Um, More than Punjab Kings playing well, I think CSK played badly, in my opinion. So I think that was a big miss, in my opinion. Hardik says Mukesh length and ball selection is really very very bad. Yeah, I agree. I agree. It was terrible in my opinion. I think KM Asif for Hungarekar should replace Mukesh Chowdhury. I think did CSK go with 4 overseas, because they had Jordan Bravo, Petoris. Yeah, they had. No, they didn't go with. Yeah, they went with 4 overseas and they dropped Conway. So yeah, I think I would definitely bring it back Adam Mill when he's fit. I don't think he's still fit, so that's why I think he didn't play. Hardik Kiese's 108 meter six was awesome. True, I agree with you, because Livingston was just a storm. He was just a storm today, and he played tremendously well. Full credit should go to Liam Livingston. Uh, I think he played a wonderful innings, and I don't have words to describe, but he played a phenomenal knock. Shikhar Dhawan also did support him a bit, but still, I feel Punjab Kings got a very good score, 180. I think a lot of CSK fans thought they can chase this 181 very easily, but in my case, I think Punjab Kings posted a good score. We have Rohan here joining. Yeah, Rohan, how are you?
All good, man. How are you doing?
Yeah, I am doing good. Third loss for CSK once again, and what a knock from Livingston. I think he came back to. He showed his class. I mean, he introduced himself to the IPL with that brilliant knock of 60, and
Yeah,
then these youngsters, I think Jitesh Sharma and Vaibhav
Vaibhav Arora.
Arora. Yeah, they were too good today to Punjab. I mean, to CSK.
I
But
mean,
first of all, the selection is a bit of a case, because I thought Chowdhury might be dropped. They dropped Tushar
yeah,
Deshpande. They brought in Chris Jordan, if I'm not mistaken. In that case, I
yeah.
think they brought that fourth overseas option. But Chowdhury should have been replaced, and they could have brought in a KM Asif for Hungarekar. Your thoughts on that?
To start with, Pawan, when you asked how are you now, I think this question can come to the CSK fans how they are right now.
Yeah.
Okay, jokes aside, but as I said, this is an observation. Thing is, Chennai don't like to play medium pace swing bowlers generally. They don't have a good record. So I was
Yeah.
thinking they may end up playing Sandeep Sharma, who is more experienced and has a good record against Chennai also. But
Hmm.
I think they saw something in the nets from Vaibhav Arora. You've seen him; he plays for Himachal Pradesh, who are the current Mushtaq Ali, the T20 championship in India. They won it. So the same under
Yeah.
Rishi Dhawan and all he plays. So he's a very good
Himachal
in swing.
Pradesh. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Himachal Pradesh. Yeah, He's a good swing bowler. I think he's in that same mold like how a Praveen Kumar or a Bhuvneshwar Kumar was earlier. Medium pacer, swing it around both ways. And these kind of bowlers, they don't provide you much pace. So CSK batsmen love the ball coming onto the bat at good pace to play their strokes. If you see today's dismissals, a lot of them were no feet movement at all. So when there is no pace, you're just playing with your hands, and it ends up getting those inside edges onto the stumps like Moin Ali or Jaddu, how they got out. So it was a smart selection based on the condition and the opponent. So that is where I think Punjab Kings was a masterstroke to get Vaibhav Arora. But I'm highly impressed with this guy also, Jitesh Sharma, coming in
Mm,
first game on IPL debut against a big team like CSK, laying those
yeah.
shots when they were what 100, for three or something to get it to 180. I know maybe as a
Yes.
CSK fan, you can say 200 was on the board, but they got to 180. But still, 180 is a damn good score on any given day in a T20 game, 9 runs per over. So
Yeah.
that little cameos of 30, 40s is what you need at number 5, number 6. But classic knock, man, by Liam Livingston. What big
Mm.
hits, man. Those were sixes for clearing the ground. Awesome
I
power.
think he was underperforming with RR also. He had a very, very bad season with Rajasthan Royals this season, but I think he's sort of getting into that zone in IPL. I mean, given more responsibility at number 4, he
Mm.
really, really played really well. I mean, after since coming from that 100, he had a very good 2021 also season, and I mean when it comes to 2020 cricket, and now in the IPL, he's showcasing his class. So that was brilliant to see from Liam Livingston. With the ball, with the bat, he just
Yeah.
outperformed CSK in both departments.
I mean, due respect to Livingston, when he was at RR, those IPLs were in the UAE. The pitches may not have suited his kind of easy stroke play and stuff like that. Whereas in
Yeah,
India, as you know, the ball comes onto the bat. If it's dewy conditions, even more easier to bat. So let's not compare with past performances in UAE to the conditions in India. And
yes.
handy bowler to couple of over sneaks in 2 wickets, a vital wicket of Shivam Dubey was looking very dangerous. He was playing brilliantly with that 50. He was the only one looking in good touch, you can say, in that middle order with CSK struggling big time this season so far. So Dubey was a danger man if you look from Punjab Kings point of view. He got that wicket and good catches to end. So complete all round performance by Livingston.
Yeah, Harshia says Johnny Bairstow was sitting also. Yes, he didn't play the game today. I don't know whether
Yeah,
he was 100. I don't know whether he was fit. I'm not sure. I think after the test series, they didn't want to risk Bairstow perhaps today, or maybe wanting to rest him quite a bit, and maybe
also
he's going to
Pawan.
play in the next game.
Uh, their balance looks good. I mean, whom would you replace? Maybe a Rajapaksa, maybe if you think. But he's
Yeah,
also did well
he
last
was
game. He
in
hit a
form. Yeah,
good cameo. So they
but
don't
he
want
was
to
very
tinker too much.
unfortunate
Also,
today. The run out. Run out was very unfortunate today. The mix
I'll
up.
say great work by MS man, rather than
Yeah.
unfortunate. I'll say. I mean, any other guy you could have thought Rajapaksa would have been in.
Hmm.
But a fantastic run out by MS. That's the great man's credit, you can say. Not nothing wrong from Banuka.
Yeah, just tremendous. Yeah. But the only concern for Punjab, I would say, is this number 6, number 7 over here.
Yeah,
I mean, Shah Rukh Khan, and Shah Rukh Khan is not performing yet. And I think they've given him
strange.
three chances. He's not performing. They dropped Harpreet Bar. Do you think that was a good move by Punjab today for dropping him today?
See, different skill sets, man. Shah Rukh Khan is a lower order finisher at number 6 for Tamil Nadu when he plays. Harpreet is a all-rounder, spin bowling all-rounder. So two different skill sets. And but only problem if you see Punjab, like the game they lost against KKR, it is the top 4 or 5, you can say, who can be dangerous. Once their wickets fall, this number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 hardly contribute. So if you are playing Punjab, it's pretty much well known. Even this Odion Smith hasn't contributed much, nothing much of the ball or bat. I mean, the price tag or the big name that he has come in with, not quite delivered, you can say, so far at least, as far as I have seen. So it'll be
Yeah.
interesting how they'll accommodate Bairstow. Will they drop Smith to get in Bairstow or a Banuka? It's a good selection headache, I can say, but that middle order does look a bit susceptible under pressure. You can beat Punjab if you get those early wickets.
I think Odion Smith might be dropped because I think they could bring in Raj Baba maybe and utilize him as a all-rounder perhaps. They could take that.
No, not maybe then Baba they can get this guy Sandeep Sharma. He's a good bowler.
Yeah,
decent
but then
player.
doesn't the batting get a bit
Oh, sorry,
affected
then
then
they can
when?
get in Rishi Dhawan. Rishi Dhawan
Yeah,
is
yeah,
an
that's
all-rounder, right? Yeah,
true. I agree. Yes. Yeah, but talking about
experienced team.
CSK, yeah, Hardik Kiyas's downfall of the two greatest IPL franchises, MI and CSK, has begun. Last
Too
season,
strong, man.
1,200 runs were scored by Faf and Rutu together. What has happened this
Yes.
season? I mean, Uttapa played very well last match. This time,
Mm.
both of them, I mean, he has patch. I think in the beginning of the season, he has a patch and then he comes and scores. But this season, do you think without his partner also fact that he can make a comeback like the last two seasons? This is a big concern right now.
See, we have seen Gaikwad is a class player. He can come back, but thing is, the way he's getting out, no footwork. I mean, he doesn't look he's in yet. I know there is some tweets going on that even last season or before that season also his start was pretty poor. Then he picked up. All that is fine, but even in those games, he looked like he was middling the ball. Here he isn't looking like the old Gaikwad that we have seen ever since he's come back from that. I think he has a wrist injury recently when he was with the Indian team. So a wrist
Yeah,
injury is a bit of a concern because that's where all your power comes from in your grips and all those things. So I hope he's 100% fit because if he's not, he may be taking a risk and that can be a huge problem for CSK because he and Fab for a deadly combination, man. I mean, there was good coordination. One of them is to attack, one is to anchor the innings through, vice versa. The role is to keep getting reversed between the two of them. But Uthappa is doing a decent job. But problem is Gaikwad. If you're not getting that, I mean, you're losing that first wicket early. You straight away under pressure for the number three, number four guys coming in. So I think for CSK fans' sake and the team's sake, Rutraj Gaikwad comes good. I think the next game they may play is against RCB, right? CSK.
mm, yeah,
So
yeah,
generally anyone doesn't perform for CSK against RCB, they do come good. So as an RCB fan, I hope it continues. But they're a strong team always, man. I think they're the champions, not just for anything else. Always keep an eye out on CSK. Don't be too thinking like they lost three games in a row or
yeah.
anything.
Because I think MI also lost the first five matches and then
Yeah.
came back and won the IPL
Yes.
2014 also. So that should be also considered. But CSK has never lost the first three matches in a row. So it's a interesting case here where
Hmm.
the CSK can come back and perhaps win it. But Jadu's captaincy is also a bit of a doubt because I don't know why. I mean, today he somehow bowled his four overs. I mean, he usually
Hmm.
he didn't even bowl his four overs in the first two matches. But today only made Moeen Ali to bowl one over, didn't bring him
Hmm.
back in those middle overs, and brought himself to bowl.
Hmm.
Question marks on the bowling rotation today, and Mukesh Chowdhury. I don't know what to say, but I think he has to be dropped for the next match. Right, 52
Yeah.
runs.
Yeah.
Last match also he conceded a lot. Either Hangarekar or KM Asif should come back. I feel or bring. I don't know what to say to the bowling lineup of CSK first of
I
all.
mean, Mukesh Chowdhury, due respect, he has the potential. I think CSK played him mainly because he's a left armer. He offers that variety. But
Yeah.
4 overs going for 50 odd in 2 games in a row. I know CSK, they generally keep giving people a long run in 3, 4, 5 games, etc. to the new guys. He didn't
Yeah.
look the part, to be honest with you. Okay, he used
Mm.
to bowl a couple of good balls, but then he used to make that over into 10, 12 runs and over. So potential is there, but I think he's still too raw. I would have preferred in his place a Tushar Deshpande, who is more experienced. I think last season he was with the Delhi team, and he's been a pretty regular for Mumbai in the Ranji Trophy circuit also. So he's more experienced than Mukesh Chowdhury just in terms of match experience. So I would have played Tushar Deshpande, to be honest, in this game. But if
Mm.
they don't want both of them, I think Hangargekar should have played. There's news coming in that I think by this month and Deepak Chahar may join the CSK team. But I don't know by the time he comes in, what's the state of the team at that time in the points table. So it may be too little, too late. Also, you never know. I think they're missing Deepak Chahar a lot. This team with that
When
balance
is
that he would
Deepak
provide.
Chaha going to come? They said mid-April,
This month
right?
end, 25th April onwards. Yeah.
So that's a big disaster. I'd say. I say they're missing. Deepak really badly, and I think
Yeah.
that dead bowling has gone for a swing. I think that's the issue,
I think dead bowling
especially
was
dead
good
bowling.
today in Jordan and who bowled Bravo, Pretorius. That's okay.
Bravo,
But
yeah,
thing is that
yeah.
up front, in the middle, and even Deepak Char is a good batsman too at number 6, 7. Can give you those runs. This lineup doesn't give me a confidence. If I am a CSK supporter, I will have a few concerns, hoping that certain things go my way. Only then I can win. It's not like from any situation I can win. That doesn't give you that confidence as a CSK fan, if you can say here. This team needs a lot of areas to get addressed.
Very true. Yes, and yes, Punjab Kings should be given credit today. They did really well from the get go. And I don't think they depend on Chikhar Dhawan also. So that's a good sign also for Punjab,
Yeah,
because for DC, I think Chikhar Dhawan is very, very dependent. Him and Preeti Shaw getting runs. But here we see with Punjab Kings, even if Mayank is failing, Dhawan is failing, they're having either Livingston or even now Jitesh Sharma was playing well today. So the I mean,
Rajpaksha did
the
well.
top five somehow, yeah. And Rajapaksa was fired, yes, in the first two games. So yeah, good things to be seen from Punjab Kings. Yeah, and
Mm,
Orient Smith also in the first match. So a lot of
yeah.
positives from the Punjab Kings end. Yeah, and yeah, Sham Dubey but has been scoring runs. Very has not been noticed much, but last match I think he scored 49. This match he's scoring 57. So he was batting at number four though in the previous match, but this match he was batting at number six. Do you think he should be batting high up the order with the form that he's in now?
See the kind of again the 11 that CSK do pick. They have Ambati Raidu at number 4 today, right? So these guys are all
Yeah.
top order players. Dubai is generally a 5 or number 6 kind of a batter. It was just that I think they wanted a left right combination. They set up Dubai in last game and it worked somehow. But Dubai's consistency has been a huge problem. I mean, even he was when at RCB, Rajasthan, consistency was a problem with Dubai. I think he may have clicked here at CSK somehow, but he's playing as an all-rounder man, not just as a specialist batsman. His bowling also needs to come to the party because CSK this lineup, as I said, lots of things has to go right for them, and everyone needs to chip in. You can't just have like four bowlers, five bowlers bowling 4 overs each. They may need that sixth, seventh bowler to take the load of the other. And like if he had bowled, maybe Mukesh Chowdhury's spell could have become slightly lesser and less expensive for the team too. So these things, even he has to improve as a senior player. I mean, he's what 34, 35, I think, right? Dubey. I mean, I'm guessing.
I
But he
think
needs to
so.
step up. It's high time for
No,
playing
no, he's
for a
28. He's 28.
Okay,
He was
28.
number.
Okay, but fine. But he needs to step up. The experience he has, he would have at least had 7, 8 years of first class cricket. So it's high time he shows his character and his skill set is there. I mean, he's played for Team India before when Hardik was not there. So we know he can bowl decently. He just needs to back his ability and get better with the ball. Maybe not bowl the 19th over and stuff, but at least in the 10th or 12th over, bowl a couple of overs, just like how Livingston is doing. I mean, due respect today, the main factor, man, no due today. How big a
Yeah,
factor was that? That
yeah.
helped the spinners. You saw Rahul Chahar bowl well, and even CSK when Jadeja was bowling those couple of overs tight. It was huge factor, no due. And I know a CSK fan, they are saying the only time they won the toss and got a chase, there was no due to help them in the chase. So I feel sorry for them, but due not coming into play today was a huge, huge factor which helped the Punjab.
Hmm. We have Varun joining us. Obviously,
Hi, Varun.
shocked. I think CSK losing their third match today in a row, which we have an experience in IPL before. And we'll be talking about the SRH versus LSD preview as well
Yeah,
after
yeah,
this.
tomorrow.
Yeah, I know it's tomorrow, but yes, we'll be doing a preview of that. I've said the preview of the match, yes. But coming to you, Barun, I mean, this CSK batting top five failed today. I mean, Jadeja, I think he's having some sort of pressure. I know it's his first time captaining in IPL and he's not clicking. But are you a bit concerned of this top five right now not clicking, especially Gaikwad? Uttapa played well last match, so I think it was a rare. I mean, credit should go to Aurora today. He bowled really well. But so your thoughts on the top five CSK failing today, and your thoughts on the bowling also, because Vaibhav, Aurora, and Ashdeep even was good today, and Rabad also was bowling. I think first over it was good. I think his last over was a bit expensive, but thoughts on that? Varun, you're muted.
Yeah, I mean, sorry. It was a disappointing display of batting by the Chennai Super Kings, first of all. They scored around 180. They gave pretty much not that big of a target, considering the kind of stadium they're playing in. I think the average score is around, what, 190, 200. And
Yeah,
I think RCB scored around 210, and I think Punjab chased 210, right? So, that's the kind of score
208,
you,
208. Yeah.
yeah, so that's the
205,
kind,
205.
whatever
Ah,
it
yeah.
is, man, it's in 200s, right?
But
So,
that's what Varun. The dew was a factor then. Today,
yeah,
no,
the
there was no
dew was a
dew.
big factor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean,
Yeah.
kind of, sorry. When you have like a score of 180 and you can't chase that, and the dew was also a factor. I mean, it was really interesting because first of all, the top order, like 1, 2, and 3, they were performing really well for CSK, especially Robin Uthappa. But this rare failure of his, considering this season and last season as well. It was hard to see, especially me being kind of like a small CSK fan inside. So it was kind of hurting to see this kind of collapse.
Gaikwad is the biggest shock, I would say.
Yeah, the
Gaikwad is
Gaikwad
not
is the biggest
performing
shock,
well
but
since this season.
I really didn't expect him to perform because my thinking is that he usually never performs in his first 3 games in any kind of tournament. So I'm hoping like he rises back up to the occasion, as we say. But yeah, it's an interesting display by Chennai Super Kings, especially the bowling. Mukesh Chaudhary, he scored the, I think, the fastest half century as well. So it was a
Same with
disappointing
Tushar
display all
Deshpande
over
in the
from
last
Chennai
match.
Super Kings. But the highlight today was, I think, Chris Jordan. After coming back from his illness, he still bowled pretty well, but he was getting
Hmm.
tired on the field while bowling. He showed us that, and he told us that. And then again, Shivam Dubey was the other highlight. Where he really did not show up from the past 3 or 4 years for the Rajasthan Royals, or you can take a Royal Challenge Bangalore, but now coming to Chennai Super Kings, he's performing pretty well up to expectations. So that's a good sign for Chennai Super Kings going on into the tournament. But he should keep performing like this, and the top order and MS Dhoni especially should really pick up their pace from now on because only one
Because
batsman
even
can.
Dwayne Bravo also can bat, but he's also failing in the first three matches. We saw in 2018 he scored that 70 and somehow won the match
Yeah,
for CSK
see,
in that first match.
he's just like a bowling order. You can't always depend on him, right? You're just saying 170. Can you show me other innings? No, I mean he gives you some good knocks like okay, 1 or 2 sixes, but he can't just carry the innings all the time. So it's kind of like a rare occasion where a Dwayne Bravo or someone like Pretorius can carry the innings. So you can't really depend on them. It's just the top five, top six that can do the job for you. So unfortunately, that did not happen for CSK. The bowling really, I think, it was not good at all, especially Mukesh Chaudhary. He just ruined the game for them. That went to 180. But again, fourth game coming up for Chennai Super Kings soon. Let's see if they can make their comebacks.
Who would you replace for Mukesh Chowdhury, Varun? Because there is K. Masif there, Hangarekar there. There are other options also for CSK. So who would you bring in for Mukesh Chowdhury for the next match? Because I mean, Tushar Deshpande was replaced by Chris Gordon. They brought in extra overseas player for this match. But who do you
Yeah.
think can be the replacement?
See, I think if a Chennai really trusts their players, they might just go with Mukesh Chaudhary again. He's been bowling pretty well in the power play, but he's just getting smacked. But again, if I had to bring in one, I would probably bring in KM Asif just to try something new. He's been impressive with CSK for a couple of games, as I've seen as well. He might go
Yeah.
expensive, but not as expensive one Mukesh Chaudhary went for today. So my replacement might be KM Asif, but see, as I said, if Chennai trust their players, they might just keep him in.
But Varun, don't
Hmm.
you think this guy's Mukesh Chaudhary was inconsistent? He was bowling two good balls and letting that
Yeah, yeah,
pressure
yeah.
go with a short ball or a wide one. There was no consistency. It's not that he doesn't have the talent or skills. He's
Ah,
just not consistent,
Yeah.
and his pace is not also not so fast to trouble any guy with a short ball.
yeah. I mean, the problem with youngsters is, look at me being a youngster talking about others, but these kind of youngsters, they always try to look for those wickets,
Yeah.
and trying to look for those wickets, they bowl the wrong lines. They try and go for the legs, but they bowl the wides and all the short bounces. So that's the kind of problem. Don't aim for the wickets. Try and aim for the good line and length, and then you'll be successful. But people like Mukesh Chaudhary, they're just aiming for the wickets, and then they're completely getting smacked around the park. If they improve
Mm.
that, I think they'll be successful further on the tournament.
Great.
Yeah. Mr. Krishna Gopal joining. Did he join? Yeah.
Yeah.
Krishna.
Hi.
Yeah, Krishna. Who
Hello,
did you
Krishna.
support? today? CSK or Punjab Kings? Did the jinxing work or what?
Am I audible? First
Yeah,
of
yeah,
all,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
Did your
What's your
jinxing work?
question, bro?
Did your
What's your
jinxing work?
question?
Did your jinxing work?
No, I didn't jinx at all today.
Ah,
Oh,
this is a new side.
Yesterday, I jinxed because I was against Delhi Capitals. That's why.
Mhm.
mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, I thought CSK losing the third match in a row. Didn't expect this from Chennai Super Kings, defending champions. But seems like a new norm here. CSK and MI are following pathways together. So your thoughts, especially on the bowling. I mean bowling. I mean Chris Jordan, even Bravo. I mean Jadeja was not bad. Pretorius was okay, but I mean Mukesh Chowdhury just scored a half century. I think they could have restricted Punjab under 160 perhaps, if not for bad bowling at perhaps in the mid overs. But your thoughts overall of CSK performance today?
Yes, first of all, for their CSK, three overseas bowlers are brilliant. Their three are their death bowlers: Pretorius, Bravo, and Jordan.
Jordan.
And another, yes, and another thing is that if because Livingstone is weak against spinners,
Spin.
so yes, spinners, and he's only smashed 24 runs against in the over of Mukesh Chaudhary. So I think that time they should bring Moeen Ali, and he should be given more overs. He was given just only one overs, I think. And in the opponent team, you have three left hand. How many left handers they have? Punjab?
Who Punjab?
Hmm?
I think Shikhar.
They have Shikhar Dhawan,
Shikhar,
Bhanuka,
Rajapaksha.
Rajapaksa.
Shikhar, Arshdeep is one.
Hey,
Uh,
batsman.
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 Raj
Arshdeep is
Paksha.
not a
Shikhar,
proper
Rajpaksha.
Ra-
batsman in the world.
Shikhar
Bhanuka.
Bhanuka.
Is Jitesh Sharma right-handed or
Right hander,
left-handed?
right hander.
Okay, then
Right
only
hander.
two. Then only two. Yes, then only two. If you
Yeah,
don't
I
consider
think Moeen Ali should be given some more overs. And
Okay.
then he, yes. And next match, I think that Mukesh will be dropped for sure.
Hmm.
Krishna, you can even say this catching was a big letdown today for CSK. Raidu dropped Livingston. He
Yeah,
Yes,
added
yes,
that's
another
a
yes.
20
good
Right
runs
to
call.
drop
almost from there.
Livingston, that was a disaster. That was a
Ah,
That was a
disaster
very
in
easy
the
catch.
yes.
But Jitesh Sharma was impressive today.
Very
Behind
good.
the
I agree.
wickets, with batting, he was looking very fearless. Other than that rash shot that he played at the end that got to his wicket,
Not
he was
required.
looking very fearless. And then he was much better
Hmm.
in wicket keeping than Bhanuka Rajapaksha. I think we can all agree on that.
Hey, you
yeah.
can say he took a DRS to get Dhoni out, man. How
Dhoni out.
impressive was that?
That was brilliant. That's
Hmm.
brilliant.
I think yes, and one thing, if Jitesh Sharma did wicket keeping, so I think that Punjab management was experiencing, because if from next match Johnny Bairstow comes, then he can replace Bhanuka Rajapaksha.
Hmm.
Hmm. Very true.
I
That's
Or
why
even
they have
Odion
in
Smith,
given
don't you
case,
think?
wicket keeping.
what?
I mean, Bairstow can come in even
Audience,
for a Smith.
That's what Odion Smith. But again, Punjab will have that fifth bowling problem. So people are
Hmm.
talking
hmm.
about dropping Shah Rukh Khan and bringing in Rashid Dhawan. I
Hmm.
don't know if that's
I
a
think
really
that's the
good
right
move,
option.
No,
but
no,
you
no.
need that fifth bowling option. But again,
Hmm.
you spend almost 9-10 crores on Shah Rukh Khan, and he's a good finisher. But he's
Hmm.
not really performing. So it's a hard decision now. So RR does not have that fifth bowling, and now if Bairstow comes in, Punjab does not have that fifth bowling option.
That's true. Yeah. You'll have to take a risk.
And Livingstone should be dropped to 5.
Hmm.
Perhaps they can do that. Maybe I don't know. Bhanuka, it's a huge risk to drop him, but maybe they can consider that if I don't know though what they'll do.
When he's
Punjab Kings. It's
performing
up to
consistently, I
management.
bet the management won't even consider dropping him.
Hmm.
ODN has been going really expensive. If you see the screen, on your TV, his economy is around 13, 14, 15 right now.
They only bowl two
And
overs,
only
so one
one bat.
48.
His economy is around 15 right now in IPL. And
But
with
not
batting
And
today.
not
also, he
just
can
that,
perform one time.
you saw how badly he struggled in the batting when the slow
Uh,
balls were balled outside off stump. He was just
he's
swinging
moving his whole
wildly.
body. He's moving his whole
Yeah.
body. That was
Yeah.
interesting to see.
I mean, his legs were going leg side and bat was on the offside and trying to swing. That looked
Yeah,
so
he was batting on
immature,
one
man.
side. He was only
Yeah.
thinking about one side, and his footwork also wasn't good while batting also. Wasn't moving at all, just going for power.
That looked like some kind of a
Yes,
gully cricket
as
kind of
they
batting, man.
yes today as they give matlab Jitesh Sharma and Vaibhav Arora, I think that in place of Odian, I think Rishi Dhawan will get a chance soon.
Yeah.
So no bear stuff for him.
See, if Bairstow plays, he should come in for ODN, I'll say. Or you can, if they have the mindset like how a CSK do, they can go ahead with Raj Baba again. Because we have seen he's done recently in the under 19
Did
setup,
they even
but
give
not
him a
sure.
chance to bowl in the last two games? They gave
No,
him the chance
no,
exactly. So why
no.
would they
That's
give him?
why.
Why would they giving
No,
him?
that's what I said. If they're like thinking like CSK, back the youngster and say, boss, just go ahead and perform, be fearless, then we may see a Raj Baba doing well. Or else, if they want to stick to tried and tested, then a Rishi Dhawan guys can come in.
Or
Yeah.
Livingston should be their bowling option.
But don't you think 4 overs for Livingston is a bit
That's what.
too high expectation?
That's what.
Hmm. Very true. Very true. Yes. I think poor performance from CSK. The next match is on Wednesday, right? If I'm not mistaken, against RCB. No. I think MI versus KKR on Wednesday. I think it's on Friday, right? Can't remember that. So that's going to be a crucial game for CSK to win.
Hmm.
Perhaps a must win.
I tell you, if RCB beat CSK, that will be like a huge celebration if you're a non-CSK
No,
supporter.
I think this match is against SRH. This is Hyderabad on Sunday night.
Oh,
So they have a 6 day gap, 5 day gap. Sorry.
so it
Pawan,
depends
join
how
from
well
your
SRH
phone,
play well
man.
tomorrow.
Huh?
Yeah.
I mean, depends how.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
breaking. Your voice is breaking.
Pawan, join from your phone. Fasak. Good. That's good.
yeah.
Yeah, so you're
So
saying
what do you see,
something?
man? Tomorrow, SRH and Lucknow,
Lucknow. They're looking, I mean, Lucknow is looking good in form. But again, I think we should
especially
just
that Lewin Lewis monster,
yeah,
man.
that's a problem. Our bowling should really do something. I mean, we had like a week of break, we had like a week of practice there too. So some things they should come up with some kind of good plans. They
The
saw
best thing they
LSG
can
how they're
do,
doing as well. So
Lucknow's
something magical.
top two is Rahul and Decock. Decock struggles against spin early on. If they can get Washi to ball early to
Yeah.
Decock, that will restrict the run rate. Then you
Mm.
can put pressure on Rahul. That's how they can. If they start well, good chance for SRH because they're
That's
decent
what.
team.
These small,
Yeah.
small mistake really costed us the game against RR. They did not both
Yes.
wash in the power play. They bought Umran
Yeah.
Malik and who Natrajan. I never expected that.
Mm.
Yeah.
And
Tomorrow SRH
Imran is a
versus LSG.
good reverse
Interesting
swing
match.
bowler. You
He's a
can use
good
him in the
bowler,
middle
but I
overs.
would really only prefer him to come in like in the overs from 7 to 15. I would not bowl him in the
Yes.
power play at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think SRH are only the team who played only one match,
One
and
game.
LSG have just won the last match against the Chennai Super Kings. So they come in confidence as well. I think Jason Holder will be fit, will be available for this game.
Mm.
So that's also going to be interesting because I think LSG may have to drop for Chamira. I think Chamira and I think even Minus hasn't come back yet, but
No. No.
Holder will be free.
Mm.
But would you replace Rohan? Will you replace Chamir? I mean, Chamir for Holder, or do you think this guy has a chance and the time might come in?
No, man. Holder, if he's fit and available, straight away in for Chamira because all rounder option is what you get in Holder, batting and bowling. Chamira is just a new ball bowler. Holder can bowl with, I mean, he's useful in any point of the game, right? The old ball or death bowling, which is also a concern for teams nowadays. Holder is a good death bowler also. You have seen he's got hat tricks against, I think, who was at England recently in one of the T20 series. That crucial
Yeah,
decider match. He got a hat trick the last over that he bowled. So Holder, if he's fit, any day ahead of Dushman Chamir.
yeah.
I think
We
Andrew Ty
have
was also in.
Zain
They might
joining
replace him
us.
with Andrew Ty.
Hmm. Perhaps. Yes. But we have Zain joining us. What do you think tomorrow? SRH second match tomorrow. Your thoughts after loss against Rajasthan Royals? Do you think they can make a comeback? Because, I mean, Abhishek Sharma will have proved himself tomorrow. Nuran got out for a duck. So, what do you expect from the SRH team tomorrow?
I mean, the reason for the loss against RR was from the beginning itself the no balls, and we were not in the track. First, we had a good start, but then when Dos Butler got going, we didn't have answers for him. And then again, when it came to batting, that controversial out of Williamson changed the whole momentum of the match. So I won't make much changes. I think, as Tom Moody said, we might see Washington Sundar batting higher. So I'll rather much open with him if you want to bet him on top. So it's better to open with him so he can, have the license to go big, and Williamson can play his anchoring role. Only
Mm,
small changes, and in the bowling, if you want, we can play. We got Marco Jensen is available, so if you want another bowling option, left arm as well. So if we want to play, we can replace him with Shepard and play Jensen as well. So the small changes, nothing much, because we played the first game really well. It was only about luck, those no balls. If we had got, then Butler would have gone the first over. Then there won't be 200 plus runs on the board, and we could have easily chased it.
Yeah.
will you change that opening pair now, Barun? I mean, Williamson and Abhishek Sharma. I mean, Williamson can bat at number three, and perhaps Tripathi could open, right? Perhaps so. Even Markram if
Exactly.
there
Uh,
comes
So
a situation.
yeah.
as
Yeah.
the way Moody said that, we would see a Washington Sundar batting high up the order. So I don't see him fitting anywhere else. If you want to play him higher, must open with him, because he doesn't matter if he gets the runs or not. From if he can, go with higher license in the first ball, he can go and strike big. And if we at least get 30 to 40 runs inside the power play for us, so other than that, I don't see him fitting anywhere other than opening. Because if you're opening with him, then we can play Williamson at one, Tripathi at two, and then Markram to follow, and then Samad. So I don't see him taking anyone's place, because if you're batting him up the order, then he has to replace either Samad or Aiden Markram. But that doesn't seem to be logical,
Mm,
because those two also have performed well. So only option is for him to open and Williamson to play at one.
mm, very true. Yes. Sorry, Barun, coming to you as well. Nicholas Puran has been failing so far in the IPL. And Punjab Kings also he failed, and now he failed for his first match for SRH also. So, what do you expect? I mean, for this match from Nicholas Puran, I know he failed in the first match, but do you expect him to come back stronger?
I mean, as a search fan, obviously we have our own hopes. Obviously, we want Nicholas Puran to perform. We freaking spent 10.75 crores on him, right? So obviously we want him to perform. We can't drop him that too after just one disappointment. But again, we should also take into consideration that the RR bowlers were just dismantling everyone from the SRH lineup first of all. So that's not an excuse; it's a fact, right? So it's not Nicholas Puran's fault. He was, and walking back to the pavilion, he was looking really disappointed that he couldn't do anything for the team. So he has that emotion going on. So looking at tomorrow's game, obviously looking at Lucknow's bowling lineup, they haven't been so impressive. First of all, their bowling lineup. So it's an advantage for us to at least try and get some good knocks out from Nicholas Puran. Uh, but again, I won't keep too high hopes on him. Just expect disappointment, and you won't get disappointed. I'm just gonna follow that for Nicholas Puran. But see, I think Zain was talking about Washington Sundar opening, right? But if I see Washington Sundar opening with Abhishek Sharma, I don't think it's really gonna be that great, because Abhishek Sharma is playing. He was playing slow, first of all, and he's not being able to execute his shots. Whenever he comes, for the Sunrisers Hyderabad batting, he can't execute his shots. He looks worried on the field. He's not really stable on the field. So if Washington Sundar's open with Abhishek Sharma, I don't think it's going to be a great batting lineup. I would rather see Adam Markram opening with Abhishek Sharma, and then
Yeah.
Washington Sundar in the place of Abdul Samad, and Abdul Samad at seven. He can also smack at seven. That's what he did against Delhi Capitals in the qualifier two as well. So I would just put a Samad at seven, Sundar at six, and then Puran, Tripathi, and then Kane 3, 4, 5. Then you're done right there.
Uh,
Varun, why don't you consider Tripathi to open? He's been a good opener also previously for KKR and Pune when he played.
He can be, but then I think you should drop who Abhishek Sharma at five.
Yeah.
He's a good pinch hitter, that's okay, but I don't know. SRH
No,
is
why
very
I'm telling you is,
SRH has put
if
6.5
you
crores on him just to open, right? So I don't think they're gonna go with that big move just yet.
I mean, what I'm saying is you play players who are familiar in that particular roles and positions. If you do that, your chances increase than playing everyone out of position and trying to mix and match. That's an ideal recipe for disaster.
Yes, so it will be perfect destructive opening duo like Tripathi and Markram to open.
Why, man? The middle order will be weak. Who will you have? Abdul
Hmm.
Samad, Abhishek Sharma, Kane Williamson, and Nicholas Puran. If Nicholas Puran is gone, then
Romario
Abhishek
Shepherd.
and Abdul will also gone immediately. You need Markram or Tripathi in the middle order. At least one of them should be in.
Then I think for in place of Abdul Samad, you can bring either Jagadish Shuchit or else Vishnu Vinod. Vishnu Vinod is a hard hitter batsman. We all know
But
that.
Vishnu Vinod is also top order batsman, Krishna. He
Huh.
batted number 3 or 4 for Kerala.
Hmm.
Mm,
But if
Yeah.
you bring in,
yeah.
but if you bring in Suchich, you can get another spin option. That's what we really need, that spin option. Or Shreyas
Mm,
Gopal can come in. It all
mm.
depends on how Natarajan performs, right? He's not
Just
been
a point for you,
exceptional.
Varun. Shreyas
Yes.
was not even picked for Karnataka team in last Mustaq Ali. So if you're expecting him to do well for an IPL team straight away with no match practice, very tough situation. I mean I'm a
Suchit,
huge fan of Suchit. He's a good bowler and a
yes.
excellent fielder.
Hmm.
All
Uh,
over India, if you see among domestic cricket, brilliant fielder Sujit. He can bat a bit like 10-15 runs he can give you. But Shreyas Gopal, that good magic leg spin against RCB, etc., has been 3-4 years ago. I mean, he's right now not in that bowling form.
Hmm. Very true. Yes. And coming to LSG, I think it will be boosted obviously from Jason Holder's. I mean, he coming tomorrow. He'll be playing. Hopefully, he'll be playing tomorrow. But Ravi Krishna might be. I mean, first two matches he's been a bit impressive. Krishna, talking about him tomorrow against the middle order of SRH. What do you expect of Ravi Krishna to deliver tomorrow? Because I
bro,
mean, hopefully I
Bishnoi.
won't be
your
due tomorrow. Let's
your
see.
voice is breaking, bro. Can't understand.
How do you think Bishnoi will do against middle order of Sunrisers?
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Yeah, Ravi Bishnoi will also be tomorrow effective like what we seen today for Rahul Chahar. So I think that Bishnoi minimum 2 wickets tomorrow.
Where's the game happening? Which venue?
DY Patil.
DY Patil. Okay.
Interesting, yes. But LSG, I think they'll KL Rahul, Quinton de Kock, Devin Lewis, those top three. I mean, especially Devin Lewis was very dangerous in CSK.
Bro, he's breaking.
He's breaking.
Left, huh? Okay.
He left.
The sports breakdown has been taken over by us, guys. Temporarily.
Ah,
Nice.
there you go. He's back. Pawan
Yeah,
joined from
I
a
Back,
was,
back.
Pawan joined from a different device.
yeah, I was just
Ah.
talking about the LSG lineup. Yeah, about the top three. So, what do you expect? Okay, I joined from another device. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you.
guys can continue. Yes.
Uh,
Rohan, you can continue. Yeah, wait, give me a second.
he wants you to host probably. Do it.
Okay. Okay, we are talking about Nicholas Puran, right? Has been a disaster for Punjab previously. I mean, how seriously do you think he was worth that 10.75 crores for Sunrisers, man? I mean, if he keeps flopping like this, it will be a huge concern. I mean, he had a decent T20 series against India. I think that's where the price tag rose for him.
But I think
So,
the auction happened and then the West Indies series happened.
oh, is it okay? Fine, but don't you think like there it was like okay, he was worth everything, but his IPL performances last season, even before that, not so. I mean, impressive to get so much money. I felt. I mean, there are a few
Yeah.
others in that auction who went too high also, but Nicholas Puran was one of them.
One
But one
interesting
thing that
mm,
Yeah, yeah,
But
Krishna.
one thing after India versus West Indies series,
Hmm.
Nicholas Puran scored 360 as we know, and
Yeah,
also in T10 Trinbago League, I followed that match. He scored 180 plus in just 30 balls.
I mean, that condition is different. I'm looking at the Indian conditions, how people play, right? I mean, his matchup tomorrow can be Ravi Bishnoi versus Puran. We know
Hmm.
Bishnoi is primarily a googly bowler that will be spinning away from his arc. So
Puran has been doing
Puran,
good against Bishnoi in India series as well.
yeah, yeah.
That's the thing.
Again, that was that. Why I asked you was the place was the if in case Dio is not a factor,
Mm-hmm.
again Bishnoi will be a huge threat for them. In case Dio comes in, then any bowler will be who is ever in the arc will go out of the park.
Yeah, so
So
one
let's
interesting fact I was saying is
yeah.
Abhishek Sharma, in his whole career, he has many sixes as how much Johnny Bairstow can score in a game. And he went for 6 crores and we bought this guy for 10.75. It was crazy to see that. But
I mean,
we have our
he
hope.
generally is a opener for Punjab when he plays in domestic
Punjab.
cricket. Yeah, he's a impressive
Uh,
batsman. Just I think
He
in that
recently
first
scored
game,
98 also.
yes, yes. I mean, he's a very good timer of the ball. Proper like a Yuvraj Singh mold, we can say. But Prasidh Krishna really worked him over. Also, Trent Bolt. So sad for him. He was up against two class bowlers and who had the good conditions also that day. But let's see. Just one failure doesn't ruin anyone, right? Hope. Yes, Pawan is back, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So I think now
just
you
like how
can hear
Delhi
me.
Capitals will bounce back.
Hopefully.
uh-huh.
Hopefully on Thursday against Lucknow. So tomorrow, let's see how the Lucknow Super Giants do work. But coming to Krishna, I mean, top three look very solid for LSG. I think the batting, especially the top four. I mean, Ayush Badoni has been a serious talent for Lucknow Super Giants, and then Deepak Hood has been performing well. Krunal Pandya has been doing well with the ball. So your thoughts on the top three? Do you think the SRH bowlers can dismiss them out early, or what do you see things happening? Because SRH, I think their bowling could be good, except I mean the spinning department is a bit of a concern, I would say, but the fast bowling department looks very strong, especially
Yes,
Natarajan, Bhuvi. So all of them look good. So your thoughts on that? Yeah.
yes, all hopes on Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, and I just hope that Umran should not be given in power play overs. He
No.
should be he should come after his quota is from 8 to 15 overs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's and during power play only two either three 2 overs Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, 2 over Washington Sundar, and one Natarajan, and another who is the bowler.
Arey, Natarajan.
One over, only 1 over.
Can't they bring Faruqi tomorrow? Perhaps give him a chance.
Then we should drop Shepard. I would rather bring in Jansen. If you
Hmm.
actually want to replace him, I would bring in Jansen. The kind of height he gives, and the kind of bounces, and he can also give something with the bat as well. I would just
Yeah.
bring Jansen, and
Huh.
if you actually want to replace Shepard, it's gonna be Jansen for me.
Hmm. Rohan, your thoughts? I mean, dropping Shepard from the second game itself. I mean, I would definitely bank on him. With
I,
I
I
mean,
didn't
Hmm.
say I
over.
didn't say we'll replace him. I'm saying if you want to, if
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
if
True, true, true.
Shepherd is a hard hitter batsman, na?
uh,
And Jansen is not.
And also coming in, he was in good form. Romari Shepherd with the bat
yeah,
also. So I think they may
Hmm.
give him that couple of games to see how he goes about it. But as Varun said, Marco Hansen is slightly better player than Romari Shepherd with that left arm angle which he gets, and he can get you wickets.
Yeah.
Batting, I think both are on the same level. But bowling, Romari Shepherd isn't so impressive with the ball. Man, he is very expensive. Jansen can at least keep a lid on it, I can say. But Shepard, just because his recent form and big hitting has come into prominence, I think has got that first go.
Yeah, true. But I think the bowling looks a little bit settled for SRH. I mean, Bhuvi coming back to form. I think this is
Mm.
good news. I mean, for India also, he was performing well for the past two series as well. So, Zain, high expectations of the bowling attack because they've been there. I mean, for SRH, I mean, for past 5 or 6 years, especially Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Natarajan has been doing well. Umran Malik, I think the issue with Umran Malik is his consistency, the accuracy of his lines. I mean, the speed is good. I mean, the action looks good, but the consistency is not that great of Umran Malik. But Zain, your analysis on Umran Malik, whether he can make impact. I mean, last game, not bad. He got 2 for 39, if I'm not mistaken, 4
yeah.
overs. But can he sustain that for the longer period?
Yeah, so he's a young player, and obviously under Dale Steyn, he's going to learn something on how to control his pace with line and length. I mean, bowling 150 clicks consistently is hard for any bowler at his age. So he has the pace. He just needs to. He gets the line and length. He gets to three good balls and then bad ball because of the pace. Too much space he gives. You can free the arms, and the way Butler played him over point for two sixers in the power play. So he has the length, but sometimes he misses the length. And if you're bowling 149 clicks, all six ball consistently, and if you get your line and length rate, you're sorted. And under Dale Steyn, who swung the ball with pace,
Hmm.
he also used to bowl 140 with swing.
True. True.
If he gets to learn something from Steyn on how to control his pace and line and length, then it's sorted for us. He can also give us one over in the power play. And if he doesn't work, if he's expensive, Williamson can also try Aiden Markram, who can give us 2 overs of spin. If
Yeah.
Washington Sundar and Markram can give us six
Yeah.
overs from the spinning department, then if Umran is expensive in the first two, he won't have to finish all his 4 overs.
Hmm. True. Varun, any thoughts to add on from for Umran Malik about the accuracy?
As you already said, his action is good, his speed is good. All he needs to improve is on his line and length. Josh Butler
Yeah.
and Sanjay Samson were just using his pace. Once they touch, once the ball touches the bat, it's going to the boundary. Okay, his
Yeah.
speed is fine. He doesn't need to change his speed, just the line and length. If he gets that right, if Dale Steyn
Hmm.
really focuses on that guy, that one guy, puts more pressure on him, he can get it right. All these other bowlers are okay. Bhuvneshwar Kumar is okay. Natarajan is okay. See, the only problem last game was
Yeah.
those
True.
no
True.
balls. No balls
Hmm.
costed everything last game. That's the only reason why RR went above 200. Right? Those bowlers
Hmm.
are fine. But
Hmm.
Umran Malik, okay, he got 2 wickets. But as I'm saying, the line and length, that's the only thing that matters for him. Everything else is fine.
Hmm. I agree. I agree. Yeah. Krishna, any more thoughts to add on about Umran Malik?
Yeah, Umran Malik is otherwise very good. In his first over, he gave 21 runs, and in remaining 3 overs, he just gave only 18 runs. So
True.
he was just awesome with 2 wickets. So I hope that he will also be tomorrow wicket taker for Sunrisers. Like he will pick 2 to 3 wickets at least.
Hmm. Very true. Yes. Yeah. The other concern I would say is the number 6. I mean, Abdul Samad was very trusted and he was retained by SRH. Didn't perform in the first match. Don't want to be too critical on Abdul Samad, but Rohan, do you think he has a bigger responsibility to take this time because SRH obviously lost the Manish Pandey, Vijay Shankar. I mean, Vijay Shankar. I don't know what he's doing at Gujarat Titans. Let's forget about that. But they lost Manish Pandey.
Hey, why you said Vijay Shankar?
I
I mean,
mean,
he
why
played
did
a
you
few. I
say
mean,
it's
he
a
played
loss, man?
last season. It's a good loss. It's a good loss. I mean,
Yeah.
on Vijay Shankar, but
Ah,
Manish Pandey, especially Manish Pandey, I think he didn't play also a few games if I'm not mistaken. But then middle order looks a bit iffy, I would say. I mean, number 6, especially. I mean, Sundar is obviously a good batsman. We saw how he impacted the game last season. But I mean, in the last match, but Abdul Samad, I mean, first match only, he didn't perform in the first match, but what do you expect? I mean, Abdul Samad.
But
I
Pawan,
mean,
see,
even last season,
a
I think.
play. See, a player like Abdul Samad, his role is bat at number 5 or 6. Last 5 overs, get those 50 runs for the team or something. His big strength is hitting those big sixes, which he can do consistently against any bowlers. I think the IPL in UAE, I think he was one of the highest six hitters. So he has the skill
Yeah.
set. Just one game, I don't think you need to judge anyone, be it Samad or XYZ player also. So Samad is a proven talent in domestic cricket. Also, he's a huge hitter of the ball. We have seen him hit some what do you call fast knocks where his strike rate is almost close to 200. So Abdul Samad is a
For Jammu
fantastic
Kashmir,
talent. Yes, for Jammu
for Jammu
Kashmir.
Kashmir, he scored 168 balls only.
Yes, yes. So there are two talented Jammu Kashmir guys in Umran Malik and Abdul Samad. So this is the time for them to show their talent to the world. I'll say, as you said, for Umran also, not to compromise on the speed, man. Go for it. Doesn't matter 1 or 2 games you leak runs, no issues. You'll only get better. Or don't try to reduce your pace in this line and length kind of all those old words that we have seen it. To have bowling 150 clicks for Indian fast bowlers and huge achievement. Don't ever compromise on the speed. The more he bowls that, he will get to be more consistent, which is the line and length that he needs to be at. As you saw, as Krishna said, his second spell with the slightly older ball, he was absolutely damn quick. The offer to get Padikkal was a fabulous one. So he has the talent. So make sure you give him the
Mm, mm.
right time where he's more effective to
Yeah,
bowl.
yeah.
Not
True,
give
true,
him
true.
just
I
the
agree.
blind
I agree
power
with that.
play overs. Yeah, bowl him maybe slightly after the sixth or seventh over when there is more protection at the fielding restriction isn't there. Use him well. He's a your huge wicket taker. I mean, Bhuvi, Washi, all these are your power play bowlers. Umran Malik, you use him as a strike force man. Bowl those quick bouncers, Yorkers. Just make sure he gets those 2 3 wickets to give you that advantage. Sunrisers has a huge potential. Just make sure they use this guy Umran Malik talent very wisely.
Yeah, very true. Yes. Paji sir, you must have
Okay,
enjoyed after that CSK victory, today. Sorry, Punjab Kings victory and CSK losing
Son,
today.
I'll be
Sorry.
leaving. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you
Okay,
guys.
Rohan.
Take care. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, Rohan. Good
Bye.
night.
See
Yes,
you, Rohan.
Good night.
Bye. Yeah.
amazing performance by Punjab Kings. I looked at halftime and I thought this isn't going to happen. And they bowled really well. And I say this is the good thing about the IPL. We saw a new star today, Vaibhav Arora. Just bowled four from the start.
Mm.
From the get go, come back into the IPL. Dismantle CSK's top order. Someone like Robin Uttapar bowling really well, batting really well, out. Rutraj Gaikwad out. And it's just
Mm.
showing you the potential. And I do like Umran Malik. I know we were talking about Umran Malik. I think with Dale staying behind him, you won't see the
Yeah.
right Umran Malik this year. You'll see it next year. So tomorrow's game, unfortunately, Varun,
Mm.
it's a
Mm.
relegation battle. We call it a relegation battle because I think Sunrisers have a future team, but I
But
don't really like Lucknow. Not a team for me.
But Paji sir, do you think Kartik Tyagi might get a chance? I know he did wonders for Rajasthan Royals, especially that Punjab Kings match last season, defending 4 runs in the last over. But do you see Kartik Tyagi getting a chance somehow towards the middle stages, so perhaps at the end of the group stages?
Yeah,
Do
I
you
do
think?
see Karthik. I see Karthik Tyagi coming in because the Sunrisers hospital bed will be always full. With with injuries. So Karthik Tyagi will definitely get a chance sometime in this. But the problem with Karthik Tyagi, beautiful action, beautiful speeds, but again, no direction, and he's pretty expensive. He's a nine over a bowler, 9 over economy rate of over 9. That's the big problem Sunrisers will have. So if Natranjan is out, Karthik Tyagi will come in surely. And, I really like him as a bowler. And again, the problem Sunrisers have, they have too many players of that ilk where if the younger Umran Malik, you got Karthik Tyagi, this is your future. It isn't your present. So I'm really thinking Sunrisers is a must-win game for them because if there's any worse a team, it's definitely Lucknow. I just don't see what that team brings to that. I'm really
But the
surprised with
problem is,
Gujarat.
Paji sir, Lucknow won their previous match against CSK. I know CSK is also having a bad patch, but somehow
Yeah,
Lucknow
I
managed
don't
to
see.
hit.
I think, as I said, I think CSK played bad in that game. But Lucknow, I just don't see anything in that team that is special. Gujarat, to be fair, with Hardik now bowling in that team, I think that's a good thing. Like, yeah, Ravi Bishnoi maybe, but you can't
But their batting looks
compare
a bit
Ravi
good,
Bishnoi to
don't you
Rashid
think?
Khan. Huh?
But don't you think the batting looks good of LSG? Especially, I mean, QDK, KL Rahul, Evin Lewis, even Ayush
Look,
Badul who's been
only
performing well.
one sector of a team can't win you a game. You need both sectors to be
You need both
consistent.
sectors, yeah. And that's why I liked Gujarat yesterday. I was impressed with Gujarat because they had the bowling options. Today, Punjab had the bowling options. If Rajasthan have got one weakness, it is the lack of bowling options. Otherwise, with the bat, we're on fire. And I think tomorrow's game, it's a must-win for Sunrisers. If Sunrisers lose tomorrow, I feel really sorry for them. I think they're going to have a poor season, like CSK and Mumbai Indians, because you're seeing the new teams coming in, which is really good. And I class Punjab as a new team, and I class Rajasthan as a new team because there's so much changes in those squads. They are like having a new set of players.
Very true, yes. So Varun, coming to predictions, what do you think will happen tomorrow? And I know you'll obviously go with SRS, so no point asking on who's going to win. But still, how do you see the match going tomorrow? Do you think it's going to be a very comfortable win for SRH, or do you see this being a close match? Looking at the squads and the matchups between both the teams.
I know I'm supposed to be positive and confident, but I mean, I can't look away from the fact that LSG is looking really strong in the batting sector. Bowling also, it's not that great to be honest, but you never know what they can do. Chamira can show up, Krunal can show up, anyone can show up at some point of time. As I said, if Umran Malik really focuses on his line and length, and the bowlers stop bowling those precious snowballs which they bowled in the RR game, everything will be set for us. The batting looks fine. Just RR bowlers were perfect in the
Mm.
power play. If they just stay, okay,
Yeah,
Abhishek
true,
Sharma can be
true.
gone. If they lose more than 2 wickets, I think they're done for. But if they lose just 1 wicket and they're going on, it's fine. I think SRH has more of a
Mm.
balanced squad, but they should just perform. They should just perform. Lucknow has those one or two holes, so does SRH, but I feel our team has bit more of a balanced team. But
Yeah.
I'm thinking Lucknow is a bit stronger because of the batting sector here, so I might go with Lucknow on this one.
But I just want to
Tomorrow Manish
question
Pandey
Varun
versus
on the SRH a bit. One question: Can Adam Markram bat above Puran, perhaps at number four, because he's
Yes,
more settled? I mean, to
yes.
bat at number four. I
I
mean, previous
want
match he
that.
batted
I
at number
want
five.
that. I want that. I want Puran to bat at 5. I don't want him to bat at 3 or 4. I want him to bat at 5. Because he's strong against spin. One number 5 position is either the finishing role or in the like the middle overs. Right. That's where the spinners come in, and he's especially very strong against spinners. So just put him at 5. Why 3 and 4 when he's very strong against spinners? He has a strike rate around 160, 150 against the spinners. So just put him at 5. I never want to see him at 4 for the Sunrisers Hyderabad. I want Markram to be at 4 or opening. I don't want to see him at 5 either.
Yeah, yeah. Zain, coming to you. I mean, Lucknow, they have Chamir, obviously. Sri Lankan, I mean, he didn't perform well in the last match. But, I mean, can Chamira trouble the SRH batsmen? I mean, Avesh Khan and Chamira tomorrow, obviously, they'll be the paces for the power play. And do you think they'll be getting wickets straight away? Or do you see the SRH batsmen, especially Kane? You're a big fan of Kane. Do you see Kane Williamson and Abhishek Sharma staying in the power play? So how do you think that will happen tomorrow?
Okay, now it depends on the pitch. If the pitch plays like it played for, it worked for Bolt and Rashid Krishna. The way Bolt was world class. There was no answer for his outswingers, in swingers. So if the pitch is in favor of the bowlers, I think Chamira will going to surely trouble Abhishek Sharma. But I don't think Williamson will be troubled so much because he's a world class player and he knows how to play according to the situation. And he, he's just world class. He somehow get through that phase. And if Williamson survives the power play, that means it's an easy game for us. I mean, every is on Williamson. If he stays, that means all the other batsmen gets confident that they know their captain is on the side playing that role. He's getting us runs. So
I
if
think you're relying too much on Williamson. Williamson's form doesn't add that. You would be better off
he's
opening with
coming after
Markram.
injury.
Yeah, yeah, because he's supposed to. I saw Kane quite a
Mm.
lot when he was at Birmingham Phoenix. He doesn't seem the same player, and I think still a brilliant
Yeah.
captain. But I think you should drop him to
Mm.
405. So if there is a collapse, he's there waiting, and definitely Puran shouldn't come anywhere near the power play because otherwise you'll see another
True,
telephone number
true.
for him, international
but
dialing code for him 00100 whatever.
I would rather like to.
And I think you should definitely be opening with Markram and get Markram to oversee the power play. If Sunrisers can get through the power play without
Or
losing
maybe
any
even
wickets,
Tripathi. Maybe even Tripathi.
I mean, but
Tripathi, I would say I'd keep Tripathi at 3 or 4 as
Tripathi at
well.
4.
Yeah, Williamson at 3, Tripathi at 4, and Churan at 5, and Markram up the top with Samad or Abhishek
Abhishek.
Sharma. Abhishek,
if
yeah.
we are SRS squad, we are
Yeah, Zain, you
as
can
all
continue. Yes. Yeah.
when we look at the squad, we are almost again reliable on our foreign players. If Williamson is playing at number 3, I mean that's he can play at number 3. He's either open or number 3. You can't put Williamson down number 4, number 5. So our middle order is somehow reliable on either Nicholas Puran, Aiden Makram, Abdul Samad, Rahul Tripathi. Those four. If these two foreigners fail, that means our entire middle order is going to fail. We've suffered that in the past. So if Williamson is playing at top of the order, opening with Abhishek Sharma, he has to survive the power play. Because if we lose Williamson within the first 6 overs, that means the whole confidence goes down. We can't be really reliable on Puran, Makram, and the inexperienced Indians. Yes, Tripathi can get us runs. Makram got us runs last game.
Yeah.
Nicholas Puran's form has not been up to the mark, but Nicholas Puran is being paid 10 crores. I mean, it wasn't looking at his form. It was for the name that he has earned. Nicholas Puran. We all know how
Yeah.
hard hitter of he is, and he can change the game like this.
Yeah.
So it's again reliable on the foreigners. So if Williamson survives the power play overs, that means we have a really great chance of if we are chasing and or we are setting a target. It's our betting really depends on those three foreigners who are playing on the middle order. And if Abhishek Sharma can contribute as they have trusted him, they spent 6 crores in him, trusting him that he can work as an opener. So this is his chance. It's do or die for him. This is his last chance. It's his final opportunity. If he performs this year,
Yeah.
that means he has a chance next year. So if he's opening, he has to get us runs somehow, and it's a do or die for us tomorrow. If it's not tomorrow, it's never. Because 10 teams all have been
Mm,
performing well,
mm.
and if you look at the other squads on paper, we look the weakest, like an average squad. But under the leadership of Kane
Mm.
Williamson, if the bowlers sort that whatever no ball issue we had, that means we are sorted and we can easily win the tomorrow's game. It all depends on the mindset and the how about
Yeah.
we go on the game.
I agree, because I mean the openers also. I think especially I think this could be the weakest. I think in maybe 7 or 8 years, especially with Warner gone and Abhishek Sharma. I mean Abhishek Sharma, brilliant domestic record he has for Punjab. He has a good record, but we have to see how he performs in the IPL. And I hope tomorrow is the day that Abhishek Sharma proves all the critics and
And
doubters wrong. Because
yeah,
I
also
also wish the best for Abhishek Sharma. Yeah.
And if we look at because we have to rely on Williamson because he's our captain and he has won us games in the past. So obviously there's going to be high expectations from him. Yes, he's suffering elbow injury, but Williamson being Williamson has to get us
Maska.
even but with his captaincy, yes, he can do something. So we have to obviously be reliable on him and the other three foreigners who are playing. Because SRX has always been dependent on the foreigners. Last few years we had Vaughan and Basto doing the damage in the top. We had Vaughan and Shikhar before that. So
Mm.
middle order wasn't a concern. Once the openers started to fail, our middle order was open. We knew that this is the area to focus. And this year we have the middle order. We have Nicholas Poor and firepower. We got Aiden Markram who
True.
can
True.
we got
True.
Abdul Samad who can come and score in the latter end. We got Washington Sundar below there. We got Romario Shepherd, another power hitter. Rahul
Mm.
Tripathi, number one. So
Mm.
even these names, but still many fans are reliable on Kane Williamson because that's what he earned. He's our captain. We know he can win us games. So if Williamson survives the power play, that means SR is going on to win the game. That's my prediction for tomorrow.
So you're thinking SRX will win tomorrow?
Yeah, they have to because
Yeah.
we have no
Yeah.
choice. It's do or die. We have to win. That's what will the
Yeah.
confidence. Moving forward, we can win the other games. Because if we lose tomorrow,
Mm.
that means every team will look down on us, saying that last year we finished last and they're continuing that poor form. So it
True.
shouldn't happen.
True.
We have to somehow win it tomorrow. Yes, Lucknow is the strongest side in paper, but all the teams look strong. All the teams look strong in paper. It depends on who performs on that day. Now we saw today how Chennai Super Kings bottled the chase. So it depends on who performs on that particular day. If you perform well on that day, that means you're sort of
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Yes. Paji, what do you see happening in this game tomorrow? Yeah. Yeah, Zain, I think it's better if you mute. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, Paji. Zain, is it possible for you to mute? Is he muted? Who's it? Paji or? Wait. Yeah, Paji. Paji, your thoughts for tomorrow. Whose thing is this? Varun, who? Is it Paji? Wait, whose one is it? Oh, it's Paji. I thought it's Zain. Sorry, sorry, but let's see,
Okay.
Paji.
This is me. This is me. Hi.
Yeah. Okay, Paji, can you hear us? I don't know. Okay, Paji is not there. Okay, but I think we'll end it over here. Thank you so much, Barun and Zain for joining. I thought it's from Zain's end, but I think it's from Paji's end, and I think lot of streaming going on. But yeah, thank you so much, and yeah, hoping I think SRH might win. In my opinion, also I feel like SRH have the chances do or die for SRH. So I think SRH. I'll definitely support SRH. I'm banking them to win. I know LSG has a good batting order. I mean, top order, but I think the bowlers will be good, and especially Ratharajan and Bhuvi might trouble the top order. KL Rahul won't always be consistent. He's having the captaincy role, and there's so much things for KL Rahul also to learn. He's getting critiqued a lot of his captaincy, especially in the last match. In the first match against Gujarat Titans, but still, I think the SRH have the bowlers to do it. I mean, Sundar, Umran Malik, Natarajan, and Bhuvi will trouble this LSG batsman. And I hope SRH win the toss first of all. That hopefully, SRH win the toss. Let's see if dew gets a factor tomorrow, because I think yesterday there was not that much dew. So yeah. Anyways, thank you so much, guys. Please to subscribe the Sports Breakdown. Please click the notification bell on as we come tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll try to do a live watch along of LSG versus SRH. Others will do a review like what we did yesterday. So thank you so much, and see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye, guys. Have a good night.